Hi everybody, it's Debbie DuBois again here for another video. It's Monday night, August 1st, on the cusp of what promises to be a very interesting new moon on August 2nd in Leo. The reason why I felt called to do this video today is I've been doing further investigation and putting pieces together of the twin flame phenomenon, which was marked by the first video that Kalina Malnar and I did just, I don't know, maybe about a week ago. This whole desire to impart some information that I got came from watching some videos last night. I had promised Mel Brand that I would watch his two-part video, which he said would promise to be a real barn burner, and it really was very interesting as I was watching it through the first video. I mean, I had to stop everything and comment because I was like, yes, 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 more. So we got through the first video, and then I got through the second video, and I knew it was getting really late. I worked super early, so it was, I don't know, maybe around almost midnight, and I said, I've got to stop and go to sleep. Well, I laid there for about 15 seconds before I said, oh my God, I've got to get up. I've got information coming in and I've got to document it, and I don't care what time it is. So I found myself writing an article last night, and I knew when I was writing the article that this video would accompany it, that it was time to collaborate a little bit on some of the information that Mel has been getting. He's not the only one that's getting it. I think many of us are starting to understand the truth of the twin flame phenomenon. And what I'd like to say first and foremost is that someone like Mel Brand came here as a bona fide twin flame. And it's pretty obvious to me because he is one of the elders on the planet that I first saw when I was investigating this phenomenon myself. He came here to put some information into the template, to change the template, to break the old relationship templates, and he didn't come alone. Now, whether or not you, if you are a twin flame, twin soul, twin ray, twin anything, whether or not you came here as part of that template creation of the new way, you've done your job. We have now done it. It has been done. And that was what I was so excited about. Because one of the things that terrified me when I first went through this process was, oh my God, what if I don't find that one being? What if that one being is not available to me? What if? What if? And I remember that being one of the biggest, strongest pieces of anxiety I had in the whole path. So, you know, as I was thinking about this, my first reaction was, oh my God, yes, we're not locked into this template of the twin flame, only twin flames get together and the rest of everybody else. Too bad. The twins brought this for everybody. Now, on a larger picture, is this, I want to call it what Mel calls it, the bubble phase love relationship, where you're in this static place. Is that available across the universe, across creation? Yes. Has it been available to planet Earth? No. And here's why. The planet has been, I don't know if you want to call it sequestered, or we've put a veil over our own eyes so that we could experience disconnection from source. Whatever the story is, our love templates have been based on economics. The 3D marital templates that have existed on the planet have been about economics. It's about partnership, two people coming together to have a business at the home. And in a business, it's not so good to have two people with the same types of personalities because you got so much to do. You need one person to be good at finance. You need the other person to be good at organizing. You need one to be really good with the kids. You need one to be really good with the lawn work. Do you get my picture? So the 3D template that has been here has been largely due to I want to say dependence, codependence, and a lot of it has been a business relationship. Now, have there been 3D templated relationships where people have come together fully in love and fully committed to creating something really wonderful within that 3D templated relationship, absolutely without a doubt. And I know some of them, and they were very much blessed. The majority of people, I can honestly say, didn't. They were brainwashed from the day they woke up as a little girl or a little boy, thinking this is the path that everybody takes at one point or another. So it's been a very heavily programmed situation. So now talking about that template, now let's talk about coming in to break that template and what breaks that template and what has been brought to break that template. Well, let's go right into the bubble phase experience that different twins have recorded. And not just the bona fide twin flames, but more and more and more people are encountering it. It is that love experience that transcends all knowing. The heart chakra flies wide open. You know the other person. They know you. You have got this kismet going on. You've got this chemical attraction. You've got all of these going on, and you just feel that person is a perfect vibrational match. All right? What I was shown is that certain twins came in, twins being two people that come together with this energy, actually were the same vibration. You're drawn together as that vibration. And depending upon how many blocks you have to love, if you got a lot of blocks to love, or one person has a lot of blocks to love, guess what happens? That person flips out and runs for the hills. Hence the term the runner. Because what happens is that two beings that are temporarily in the same vibrational match, if one of them decides, oh my God, I can't stay here, and they drop out of that vibration, what does it do to the other person? It triggers every single one of their buttons of fears and abandonment and everything else, so they, in a sense, drop out of the vibration. Now you've got two beings that who knows if they're even in the same ballpark of vibration after that. But they know, oh my God, I experienced something that was pretty amazing. And a lot of times at that point, twins kind of go their own separate way. And I say twins, meaning two people who come together like that. But something happens in that exchange. There's an awakening that happens. Usually for one or both, the encounter was so important and meant so much to them that they are willing to chase down the answers. They want to know what it was. Why am I feeling this way? And eventually what it does is it leads them to the discovery path of self. And through all the information that's available out there and all of the way showers that are available, they begin to find out the only way I will ever return to that state of being again with that person, and that's what they're thinking, that person, is if they can let go of all the blocks that they have to love. And the universe starts doing that. Now, whether they do that with the person that they came together with in such strong connection, or if they start doing it because there's absolutely no person there and they are so desperate to get that person back that they'll work that hard, the bottom line is that motivating factor is what catapults them into self-discovery, into what I'd like to say, moving into wholeness, moving into, there's a term A Course in Miracles uses, and it's called atonement, but what it means is at one-ment, to become at one with self. And truthfully, the only reason why anyone can come into a bubble phase in the beginning is that for a suspended period of time, they are residing in such high vibrational frequency and they have no blocks to love. They experience the absolute ideal, highest love that exists on the planet. Whether, as Mel said, that's for a couple hours, a couple days, weeks, months, the longer it happens, the more likely, I believe, the more likely that was actually twin souls coming in to put the template in. But regardless, and that would mean that they had worked through a lot of their blocks already before meeting. But, all right, so you've got these people who are catalyzed into this, I must let go, I must let go, I must let go, and they start to learn to come into their own power. Coming into your own power, I have just realized and discovered because of my own situation, is returning to the bubble phase. And you return to the bubble phase by yourself. You literally step into the bubble phase again. And then you become that vibration that you left so long ago, it seems. You remember it so vividly, and you long for it, and you hunger for it, that you will do anything, very painful things. You'll face all kinds of demons. You'll get right down to the core of any issue, because when someone really matters to you, you will do incredible things. Am I wrong? Okay, so the phenomenon that's taking place now, I don't know when it started. I don't know when the template was put into place. And I say the template, I mean this energy, the twin energy, this bubble love energy, this fifth dimensional, amazingly wonderful, beautiful energy. When was that made available to us? I don't know. I don't know the magical date that happened. If anyone does, please comment below. But what I can tell you is, it is no longer possible for us to tell who came in as bona fide twins and who is being given the opportunity to go through the catalytic experience with someone of like vibration. And they could be very close vibrational match. Once you've gone, through that experience, it doesn't matter if you're a twin flame, twin soul, twin ray, twin fake, it does not matter. It only matters that you have begun the path to wholeness. And the path to wholeness is what leads you into the bubble phase for yourself. And let me tell you something. The bubble phase within yourself makes you a beacon of love for all. So, let's say you're the person in the union that has made it to a bubble phase. Let's just say, what if the person that you had that experience with, whether that's a bona fide twin soul or not, what if that person, for whatever reason, decides, I don't really care to experience that bubble love again? I do believe that people who really don't move into the new love relationship templates and move into the higher knowledge, they're not going to be able to stay on the planet because the vibrations are going to be so high that their bodies won't be able to sustain it. But, all right, you're sitting in a situation where you've done all this work. I know you. I know who you are. You know, as you're listening to this, that I know who you are. There are many, many, many of you who have been on this path that have gone into that place of, I like me. I don't just like me, I love me. And not only do I love me, I love to say how I really feel. And I can't stay in these positions that I've been in and put myself in any longer because that's just not being truthful to who I am. And it's not honoring my truth. It's not saying it like it is. It's almost like when you get to this place, you can't hold yourself back from stating absolute truth from the heart. And when you get to that place, what do you do? If, say, the person that you originally reached that bubble phase with doesn't seem anywhere near there, what do you do? Well, I've looked at it this way. If that is a bona fide twin flame where the soul agreed as a split soul to come back together again, to merge and become one soul again, from which they will travel as one being from here on in, or, merge, 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 up, up, up. If you've made that soul decision, then the person who's actually made it back to the bubble phase for themselves, let me tell you something. I'm in la la land. I am having a ball. You see that over there, that candle? I made that this weekend, and I made these are shells from my honeymoon. I just said these beautiful, gorgeous shells from my honeymoon. I don't want them to go to waste. So I started bringing out the shells, and I started finding ways to make creative candles. And I made one for each of my daughters, and I made one for my husband. And these were my honoring them, my sacred honoring of them. It was a creative endeavor that I had that lasted all day. It was like a walking meditation. I was like, gotta go get this, gotta go get that. Okay, placing the shells. Oh, I don't really like that. Taking them out. Okay, taking the sand out. Okay, rearranging the candles. I am a child again. I am playing. I am in love with life. Those of you who know me well know that, oh my gosh, I've never seen her happier. Those who don't know me that well, I think you probably also know, oh my gosh, she's a pretty happy person. And it is genuine. So here I am back in a bubble phase place. So what does someone like me do? Right? What does someone like me do? What does someone like you do who've done all that work? Did it ever occur to you that by just being in the bubble phase yourself, that you will draw to you another complete person who's in the bubble phase? That person who shares similar interests, that want to do the same creative expressions, who you have the chemical attraction with, who you have this desire to move into sacred union, to experience the highest love on the planet. Now, could that be the person you originally experienced that bubble phase with? Absolutely. And there are many of you out there that I know. You're very, very sure that this person is your twin soul, the person, twin soul, twin flame, however you want to term it, the person that you probably came in to do your templated work with, to come into wholeness. If that person is the person who you will move into that bubble phase with, that's amazing. That's wonderful. That is all you've ever wished for and hoped for, and bravo. If you hold that vibration and you set your intention, there is more chance than not that your love and the space that you give that person in freedom, and the unconditional love that you give them, and the calm that you give them in their storm, will help them return to that bubble place that they once were at. But guess what? If for some reason that's not going to happen, for whatever reason, maybe your soul actually decided, no, that's not what we want as one being. We don't want that. You're not going to be alone. There's not only one. Because now it is available to everyone. Now, does that mean that people are going to snap right in and change and grow? No, it's a path. Every single person, when they meet these catalytic flame, I want to say these bubble love catalysts, that twin energy, when they meet them, it's going to be exactly the same as the bona fide twin who met the bona fide twin. There will be no difference. It's a genuine high vibrational frequency connection that catapults you into dreamy, starry-eyed open-heartedness, inability to think of yourself as separate from the person. And when you get to that place, even if you're not a bona fide twin, it's going to do the same thing to you. It's going to do the exact same thing. It's going to be a catalyst for change. And I think that what I found so interesting is the term runner. If you really think about it, if one person falls out of vibration faster than the other, there's usually one person who sort of pulls back first. It's like playing a game of chicken, right? You're sitting there, coming at each other, and oh, yeah. And then one goes, oh, I don't know. I don't think I can do this. This person's got more blocks than this person. Okay. But this person coming away is saying, I'm going to wake up anything you have in you. So the two have shaken each other to the core to shake up all of the things that would block any flow of love. So I think that is really exciting news. I'll tell you, for me, it's so liberating because, I know and have known since I got here that I came to experience that sacred union. I knew that I came to experience the highest frequencies of love. And I have, throughout my life, experienced many different frequencies of love. And I always knew that I was seeking, seeking, seeking for the highest. And now that I understand what this path has been about, I found it right here in my own heart. And I became one with myself, which I know a lot of you can relate with, because that's what this path does for you. It brings you into wholeness. Once you do that, you really want the sacred union that you've thought of your whole life, you're going to find it. You're going to find it, and that's all that's going to matter. It's not going to really matter whether you had it with the same person that you experienced it with first, although I know people like to hold on to that, and that's completely understandable, you know. But anyways, I thought that was a really interesting. I could not sleep, and then after I wrote my article, then I laid back into the bed. And then I sat there, and then I picked up my phone and started dictating information that I had kind of discovered or recalled about the fact that I came here. I think I really understood after I recorded that information, and I'm probably going to put an addendum to the article I wrote last night. I think I realized that I came here to bring that understanding. I think that one of the reasons why I came here was to put that template in place, and that I have a deep understanding of what people are going through, because I did choose a 3D templated marital relationship, and I did choose to have children. And you know, my husband often said to me, you know, you are really meant to be a monk. You know, like, oh no, not meant to be a monk, but I always had such a more expanded outlook on the purpose of relationship, and did not really fit into the traditional marriage. And he, being one of my best friends, was really able to help me see that that's okay. I learned to accept who I am, but as I was laying down to go to sleep and I pulled out my tape recorder, I realized I came here to change this. I know I didn't come alone. I know that there's many of you out there that came to do this. Well, high five. That information is now available to all. And if there are those of you who are bona fide twins and you are going to plan to, if your soul plan is to come into union, back into a bubble love phase, which is able to be, I forgot to kind of say that, Mel was talking about how the bubble love phase creates this, it's this state that you stay in. That's really where the relationship stays. It doesn't ever fall because there's no blocks to love. So while you don't revolve around each other, you do creative works together. And you continue to grow and explore the planet and everything from, you know, a decision to do that together. So as I was falling asleep, you know, and I realized that I came here to break those templates, I realized how honored I am to serve in that capacity, and how sure I am, how positive I am, that that's where relationships are going. And a friend of mine brought up to me today, he said, well, this is the way it should be with everyone. And I said, you are absolutely right. That's why I've started to discover new friendships. Some of the new friendships I'm basing on the attraction between people who have started to come into wholeness. And we just laugh. We have so much fun. We laugh. That's all we do. We laugh. Everything's silly. We don't take anything so seriously. And what starts happening is you stop projecting onto people. So every experience you have with them is pure and loving. And yeah, the world becomes more and more and more like that bubble phase relationship you have. The only difference is with sacred union, you commit to the person that you want to literally walk hand in hand. in a physical, sexual type of way, which is exploring the world together from a little bit of a different perspective. So anyways, I will be publishing my article. It should come out just about the same time. I'm going to send it out on the new moon. The new moon has got a lot of changes coming, people. I mean, everyone is saying it, and I just feel it. I guess it's because I feel like I really actually arrived at it. I know it's there because I'm living it. I'm experiencing it. And you know, I look forward to contributing in any way that I can. I do this really in service. I'm a web designer by profession. So if any of you need a website, let me know. I'm a good web designer. This is my calling though, and this is what I spend. Oh my gosh, if I work 18 hours a day as a web designer, this is what I'm doing when I'm not. So you know I don't sleep much. Anyways, thank you so much for taking the time to listen. If you have any comments, you know I always welcome them below. And please do feel free to share this video. If you feel that it will help someone, I would really appreciate it because that just makes my job easier, all of our jobs easier. Thank you so much, and I look forward to the next time that I get to speak with you and share my heart and love. Love you. Thank you. Have a great evening.